Welcome to the INHS online EMT course orientation. This is the main screen you should see after you've inputted the course ID for the program. It should pop up. Obviously, these are my courses here, so you won't see your specific one, but it should just have your list of courses over here on the side. You would just click on the course that pops up. The one you're going to be using will be INHS Fall 2013 online EMT course. We'll talk about that here in a second, but you'll just click on this. It should open up your program. Depending on your internet speed, this might take a few minutes to load, but just kind of let it go through its thing. You got your main dashboard here with our INHS logo up top, kind of your lesson map or outline. We'll talk about all the other features that are inputted into this here in just one second. So while this is loading up, we're just going to kind of walk through this left-hand side toolbar, explain kind of what the features are. Then we'll kind of dive into how the lessons operate, as well as homework assignments and things along those. So if you click over here on the course home, what you'll see is a list of things: course outcomes, technical requirements, media index, and so on. My strong recommendation for you is to, very first thing, click on your technical requirements. And this will give you kind of a diagnostic look at your computer of what you need to have, as well as what you already have installed. Gives you a list of system requirements over here, as well as different browsers that can be available. Give you a system check. Anything that has a red X, you need to follow your web browser directions on how to turn pop-up blockers on and so on. But this should just give you a diagnostic look of. Go back here up to course outcomes is going to be just kind of an overview of the EMT program, of some of the things that you should know. This is real broad. Obviously, we're going to talk about the syllabus here in a second, but realistically, real broad outlook. EMT online EMT program, and this is done by Pearson. Next, going to be the media index. If you want to look at videos, kind of in a list here, it's going to give you a list specifically. All these videos are going to be inside each one of these lessons, but this is just basically a way to look at those, and if you want to go back and look at one specific one, you are more than welcome to, but these also can be found in each one of these, or lessons, I'm sorry. The course checklist is going to be something that's going to most definitely be kind of the your reference guide of what's due in each section. As you can see right here on the left-hand side, it's all broken down up into lessons. So what this is lesson 1. It will break this down and tell you what chapters you should have read in your textbook. As you can see, it references what book you should be reading, which is the Emergency Care 12th edition by Dan Lim. As well as it will tell you what discussions to partake in, which we'll talk about here in a second, and also what assignments, what quizzes are due in each one of those sections. So before you go into lesson 1, click on your course checklist, come back here and take a look at what chapters should be read prior to starting out the program. And then it will tell you to view the online presentation, partake in these discussions. Here's your 2 assignments, and then quizzes. And then one of the things that we've added, which we'll talk about here in a second, is there's an end of lesson exam. And we'll talk about that here in just one second. My pace chart is something that my Brady has built into, so you can realistically kind of facilitate your entire program. It'll allow you to set how many hours a week you'd like to be in the program. If you want more information on that, give me an email, which will show you how to get there here in a second, and we'll take care of that. As you can see, that the server here doesn't allow me to log into that. So if you want some question or want some more information on the My Pace chart, give me an email and I can walk you through that. One of the first things after technical requirements, your course checklist, click here on course paperwork. This is going to be a list of things, obviously, that's going to list of paperwork for the program. So the student policy manual, one of the first 3 things I need you to do for assignment-wise. First thing is I need you to read the student policy manual. again, I think it's about 20 or 30 pages. They are PDF. You're more than welcome to print this off if you would like. But this is just our overview of our program. As you can see, table of contents, tuition requirements. We talk about attendance, a little bit different for the online program, but talks about the internship, the field internship, how the class is graded, things along those lines. What I need you to do is read through this entire student policy manual, and then I need you to click on signature form. You can download this right to your computer, and then I need you to read this and go to the bottom here, and you can, once you download this to your computer, you can electronically sign this and then email it back to me. The other thing is the HIPAA PowerPoint. This is similar to the student policy manual. This is just a PowerPoint. Need you to read through the HIPAA policy, and same thing as before. Click on signature form, download this to your computer, and then just like before, you can electronically sign this at the bottom, and then email that back to me as well. That's going to be your two first assignments. Those again need to be emailed as soon as you possibly can. If there's any sort of issues throughout the program, we do reference this student policy manual for disciplinary actions. So please do read that thoroughly and return that signature form to me. The syllabus is just going to be a real broad overview of the program. Talks about the course description, talks about what book we use, talks about the lessons. It talks about what's graded, what's considered ungraded, online etiquette, real broad syllabus for this program. If you click down here at the NREMT, this is just going to be a look at what the NREMT offers. The way this program works is you'll finish the online portion as well as do 12 hours in a hospital and 12 hours on an ambulance. You will then come in for our 2-week skills check where you'll test out of each one of the skills that's required for an EMT. There is a final exam for the class. It's a written exam, which we'll talk about. And then there's a final skills exam. After you've passed our course with an 80% or better, as well as passed the skills exam, you will then go to NREMT to take your NREMT exam. The one right here that says NREMT account is going to explain how to do that. But this one is about the American Disabilities Act. If you have some sort of learning disability, it talks about how you can get extended time on the test. You do have to have it documented as well as show proof of that learning disability, and this is the information where you can find that. Here's the NREMT account. This will explain to you how to create a login with NREMT. I need each one of you to do this as this is a requirement. In order to take your NREMT at the end of this course, you obviously need to have an account with them. The NREMT, what you need to know, is just going to be an overview of kind of the computerized testing, how it operates, what the purposes are for that, how the certification works. If you got any questions about the NREMT or how your NREMT certificate or certification works, feel free to contact me and we'll get those questions answered. Course agenda, this one is going to be specific to the skills session that's coming up in February, but I will have a list of all the possible skills day. As you can see, it is a 6-day. It's broken up into 3 days 1 week, and then 4th day, 4 days the next week. As you can see, day 1, 2, and 3. The next week is 4, 5, and 6, and then that final day is going to be your psychomotor exam final, which is going to be your skills testing, which we'll talk more about once you get in. So that's pretty much all the paperwork over here. Again, just a nice reminder, student policy manual signature form and that HIPAA signature form, as well as your NREMT account. The NREMT account you just need to do on your own to get that set up, and then the HIPAA signature form and the student policy manual signature form need to be emailed to me. I will show you here in a sec how to get direct contact with me, but as soon as you possibly can at the start of this program. So going over here, we'll go down to course tools and we'll take a look at the email. This can be the best way to contact me. If you click on the email button, this will have a list of all the class members that are assigned to this program. So if you would like to contact one of them for a question or something along those lines, you're more than welcome to. But the best thing about this is you just click on me, the instructor, and hit add. Type in whatever subject you would like, and then type your email here and hit send. This will automatically send a copy of your email to whatever email you signed up in or signed up with in MyBrady, as well as send me an email to my work email. This allows you to keep a copy just in case there was an issue of the email got lost or something along those lines, but you can email me directly right from this program. This is also what I use to email you. So please, whatever email you decide to register, make it an email that you check on a regular basis, as the best way to communicate through this whole process is going to be by email. The other thing that's in the course tools, obviously gradebook. This is something you want to check on a pretty regular basis. This sometimes takes just a few minutes to load. This will give you a grade to date and a percentage, and then you can also scroll across here and find out what assignments. As you can see, obviously there's the dash marks mean there's no grade inputted, but you can scroll through here and you'll be able to see what you got for each thing. I would obviously check your grade book on a pretty regular basis. Our program does require an 80% or better for a pass. So 80% is the lowest grade possible, and our program, that's considered to be a C-. So check back to your grade. If you've got concerns about your grade, please let me know. If you have any questions or concerns about specific scores, we can talk about that. So lecture PowerPoints, these are just something more for you guys to take a look at. These are the PowerPoints that I teach off of in our live EMT class. So you're more than welcome to look through these for extra study help. You can't print these off. If you would like copies of the PowerPoints, please let me know. But for the most part, these are just so you can kind of look through. Pearson has you upload these in kind of a unique format, so you can flip through these. You will be able to see the content up here in this part of the screen, and any notes that I might teach from, or lecture PowerPoint notes will be found here. This is just kind of a jump to menu. You can jump throughout those slides. So there are 41 of those. You're more than welcome to use those at your leisure. Again, they're not required, but may not be a bad idea. You look at the course checklist and see you're supposed to read chapters 1, 2, and 3 for lesson 1. You can obviously, again, review that in your book as well as review these PowerPoints just for some extra study help. My class is definitely very interactive, the live class, so you might see some pictures or some videos that may not work, as those are something that I've inputted in there. So some of those things may not load, and some of these PowerPoints might take a little bit of time to load just because some of them are quite large. So just kind of have patience, click on them, and understand that might be a little bit of tech issues there with getting some pictures and some videos. So with that, we're going to kind of jump into the meat and potatoes of this whole process. I'm going to go ahead and click on lesson 1. The way this should be broke down is you're going to have a presentation. You will have some discussion topics, some assignments, some quizzes, and then the lesson exam. I do ask that you go in order in this program. Please do not jump around. Before you move on to lesson 2, you need to have completed all of lesson 1. I will be checking on a pretty regular basis to make sure that all of these things are taken care of before you're moving on. I'll send you a friendly reminder if you didn't do one of the quizzes or one of the assignments or something along those lines and I see you've moved on. I'll give you kind of a friendly email and just remind you that you need to go in order. After the second or third time, probably going to have a meeting to kind of chat about how this whole program works. So after you click on presentation, this is the window that will pop up. This is going to be the basically walkthrough of these lessons inside these chapters. So this is a interactive. Obviously, clicking on Start Lesson, it'll bring up a window, and this will kind of walk you through things. My strong recommendation is kind of read through the topics, see what you're going to be learning about, the objectives, what you should know after this. I would strongly recommend taking notes through this whole process. Some of these can be a little on the longer side. As you can see, this one's 174 pages. So this is going to be where a lot of your time is going to be spent throughout this whole process. So just kind of walk through, and you'll see as you push the arrows, it'll walk through key terms. This will talk about the objectives throughout this entire chapter. Some of these things are going to have interactive videos. Some of them have little games. I'd recommend clicking on all of the, this one has a jump bag that just kind of gives you definitions of medical director throughout this process. And as you click on these, those pop-up windows. But this is going to be where you just want to read through things, take notes. Here's just going to walk you through one of the little assignments. You click on each one of these, it will give you the dates that are important throughout this process. Again, taking notes is going to be the best thing for these assignments, as this is going to be a lot of information, and retaining that, taking notes, making flashcards, things along. But work through each one of these. Again, there's going to be videos. There could be little assignments in there, as you saw, the matching or something like that. Just click on a few more of these so you can kind of see. Again, this is going to be definitions. You click on these, it'll give you more information about each. So each one of these lessons over here is going to have a presentation. So again, start your process off of looking at that course checklist and making sure that you know what chapters you should have read beforehand, and then work through these lessons and these presentations and go from there. The discussion topics that are on each one of these are not required, they are not graded, but they are strongly encouraged, as it kind of allows you as students to respond with your information as well as respond to other students' information. So as you click on discussion, it'll pop up with this with your directions. This one is just going to be kind of introducing yourself, your name, your brief background, what your profession is currently, and what you hope to gain from this course. And then obviously it says step 2 is going to be comment on other students' posts. To do this, you're just going to click on respond. This will bring up a window. You can type subject, whether it's introduction or discussion 1-1 or 1.1 to you, and then type your information here, and then you're going to post response. When you come back to this, you'll be able to see it'll post your response right here, as well. It will also post other students' response. So if you want to click on that, you can look at other students, and then you can click on theirs and have a conversation back and forth, or introduce yourself, or ask further questions maybe about their profession or something along those lines. But each one of these lessons has a couple of discussions. They do get into more of topic oriented. As you see, like this one is going to be more about what you read and what your thoughts are on that reading, as well as what you think might be priorities, whether it's scene safety or taking care of the patient or something along those lines. The assignments, when you click on these, it's going to tell you to have a couple of steps for you. When you click on the assignment, go over here, step 1, it's going to say assess the handout. So in this case, you would click on that. The handout would then download onto your computer. It's going to open up, and then what it's going to allow you to do is look through this assignment. What they want you to do is read it, and then you may want to take notes. It really just depends on kind of your style of learning. And then what it's going to have is, as you can see, it's got some areas down here, SOAP, charted, and this one has what's called cheated. What it's going to want you to do is then use a scenario that you've completed, which is the one just above this, and you're going to write a simulated PCR inside this. Once you've done this information, what the best thing to do is save this to your computer. I would strongly encourage just making a folder for homework for online EMT, and you just save all of your homework assignments inside your folder. That way you have a copy of them in case something happens, or you want to go back and review for your test. Once you have, in this case, you've downloaded the PCR document, you've added the things that you need to add after reading the directions. It says here that you're going to save and submit your assignment. How this works is you're going to come down here to Course Tools. You're going to click on submissions. This might take a few minutes to load. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go up here to assignment, and the assignment you just did was assignment 1.1. So what you're going to click on is you're going to click on 1.1. It's going to have an area for you to upload. So you're just going to upload your document just like you would in an email, and when you click send, it's going to automatically submit it to me to where I can then open these things. I can make comments on your homework assignment, and I'll send it back to you with any comments, especially what you got for your grade, something along those lines. But that is how you're going to submit all of your homework. So just to kind of do it one more time, so repetition is always good. Click on assignment 1.2. This one's going to be a PCR analyst. So what you're going to do is you're going to download this form. You're going to complete the assignment, as it says, use a word processor to complete the handout you did in step 1. After you've done that, you're going to go in here and click on submissions. And then again, you're going to click on the assignment you're going to use, which is going to be 1.2. And then there'll be, this is my view, not your view, so there'll be a spot that you can upload your document that will send to me, so that way that I can comment on it and review it or return it to you. If you have a question of, once you submit an assignment to me, if you're looking for that assignment, if you just click on the submissions tab, this will have a window that shows the assignments that I've graded for you, and then you can click on it and you can see where the date, the time, the comments. You click on comment from me, and you want to read my comments. I'll usually give you comments of some helpful tips, as well as what you got on that for a grade. All of the assignments in this class are going to be worth 50 points. So you'll see that in your grade book as you scroll across that toolbar, where it'll show you that each assignment's going to be worth 50 points. So after you've completed the presentation, you've done your reading, you've done all your discussions, you've done your assignments, you're going to go ahead and move on to your quizzes. These quizzes are inputted by Pearson. It's going to tell you that what this is, when this test is available, which is going to be available for the entire program. These are not timed, so it says time allotted to complete is going to be obviously nothing, and then you may take this exam one time. You will select start exam. These exams, the question numbers kind of vary, but all of our lesson exams are worth 10 points. So work through your quizzes. It's not going to tell you, due to the security reasons for the test, it's not going to tell you right or wrong answers. It will just tell you what answer you got wrong. If you've got a concern with why you got it wrong or something along those lines, please email me and we can chat about that. To give you kind of a heads up, you can look at this, and it will tell you what objectives you need to know to make sure that you're prepared for these different quizzes and these different exams. As you can see, each one of them is a little bit different, that are covering different topics. But it'll tell you here, step 1 is enter your quiz. Step 2 is going to be click the save answers button often. And then obviously step 3 is going to be submit your quiz. Again, if you have an issue with a question, the way it's worded, you don't understand why you got it wrong, please either copy and paste it into an email and send it to me. You can take a screenshot and send it to me. But we will more than welcome work with you of getting those questions answered. Once you've done the presentation, you've done all the reading, you've got your discussion topics covered, you've done your assignments, you've taken all your quizzes that are in your lesson exam is going to be your final step for each one of these lessons. These are going to be timed. You will have 1 hour to complete each one of these. Each one of these is 90 questions. And again, you may only take this one time. You'll click on start exam, and then you will start that exam. That lesson exam will cover everything that's found under your course checklist. So kind of a point to pay attention to. In this case, your lesson 1 exam will be over chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, and 17. Some of the ones that get a little bit confusing is any time that it says review chapters, I'm just scrolling through here to try to find For example, Lesson 7 says review Chapter 8, review Chapter 9, and Chapter 27. So when you take your lesson exam, it will be over Chapters 8, over 9, as well as 27. So it's just going to be a good review, as airway management and respiration and artificial ventilation are fairly important part of this program. It's going to be reviewed. So there might be a couple of exams where you might see repeat questions or some repeat information. So if you're wondering what's going to be on the lesson exam, refer back here to your course checklist, and that will give you information on what's going to be on that test. And as you can see, each one of these is a little bit different. Lesson 2 only has 2 discussion topics, 2 quizzes, and 1 lesson exam. Lesson 4, 1 discussion, 2 assignments, 2 quizzes, and a lesson exam. So all these are going to be different depending on the topic volume content. As you get to Lesson 8, there will be a midterm exam. When you log onto your program, you will see that there's a midterm exam. Please obviously take the midterm exam. After that, Lesson 7, between Lesson 7 and Lesson 8, again, that's going to be just a review of everything that was found in Lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if you want to study up before that, you're more than welcome to. Again, this is very much a work at your own pace type program. It just depends on how long you're going to spend in each one. One of the points to emphasize is after Lesson 7, if you will please send me an email to let me know that you're clear through Lesson 7, then I'm going to set you up for internship and clinical rotations. You'll be getting an email from me with some paperwork that you need to sign, and then we'll get you on a list, or I'll give you a list of dates and times available in the different hospitals and the different ambulance companies in our area. If you have an issue with not being local, please let us know, and we'll try to get some options for you. Most likely when you come here for those 2 weeks of skills, we will sign you up for your internships and clinicals during that 2 weeks or a couple days that you're here, as we have contracts with the local agencies as well as local areas. Just to kind of recap things, to start, technical requirements is going to be where you should start. The paperwork that I need from you as soon as possible, the student policy manual signature form, as well as the HIPAA form. If you look right here, it's kind of a broad overview of those things. Create your NREMT account. If you have any questions or any technical issues whatsoever, please let me know. Again, best contact for me is going to be email. You get an email from me. It'll have my office number there at the end, but the best contact is going to be email. My email can be found multiple locations on this site. It's pittsr@inhs.org. Again, you can find that in the email tab, as well as you can click these links. It'll open up Microsoft Outlook for you to send me an email. I wish you guys all the best of luck. I do look forward to meeting you in the skills sessions. Again, if you have any questions or any concerns, please let me know. And hope you enjoy the program, and look forward to seeing you all and talking to you soon.